So everybody interprets words differently. And when it comes to construction, when it's very technical, it's even more complicated. So the goal is to ultimately get everybody to the same understanding, which is not an easy task at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not straightforward.
And so how we're tackling that issue in our projects is trying to describe the work that we are going to do very carefully, and making sure that everyone is understanding it's getting to the same understanding. So exactly what you're going to be doing, who is going to be doing it, and the most important factor to me is by when. So you always refer to who, what, by when.
Yeah. And that feels very actionable.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's clear what the action is, who the person that's responsible for the action, and a true commitment on when you're going to get it done by. And again, talking to how do we tackle this communication issue is we, in our teams, we really challenge the use of the words. We even have in our project a list of words we don't say.
Nice.
And so, for example, you have should, or hopefully, or maybe, or even sure. So it's completely different if I hear for somebody saying, hopefully I'll get it done by Wednesday, versus somebody saying, I will get it done by Friday.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have you tell me I am 100% committed to being done Friday, which is 2 days after Wednesday. But if you say hopefully by Wednesday, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
Because
you can plan against that Friday too. Now
exactly.
you're not saying, okay, now I've passed that expectation upward, and then Wednesday shows up and everybody goes, what the heck? And you go, well, I said hopefully. And then you're like, oh, geez, okay.
Yeah, and this
Friday
came up and you don't know if you didn't make that commitment on Wednesday, you don't know if it's going to be the next day or a week after, right?
Yeah.
And we understand, though, that things happen, right? And that we need to replan for those things. So that's the other thing that we challenge our team members and train them to speak up. Hey, I committed to doing this, but this happened. Now I have a constraint in the way, and I'm not going to be able to meet that commitment. So raise your hand as soon as you know, so that you can give the other team members a chance to replan for the commitment that you made, because now they're not going to get that information or that work done. They depend on that to continue.
And I think what you're describing, it forces people to be more intentional about the language that they're choosing and selecting. And unless you're being mindful of that, it's hard to step into that box. And I think what you said, it's not just the owner that's adopting that. This is an entire project conversation that you're having then, because you go, these are our expectations, and everybody's empowered at that point to check somebody if they say, hopefully. You go, you said this, like, when can you really get it done? And now everybody has a more meaningful response and approach and expectation.
Absolutely. And it's also about how you build that culture, because it's a culture.
Yes.
How do you build that environment so that you make it comfortable for people to have those sort of conversations? I mean, in our project, it's kind of fun. People are calling out like, "Hey, hold on, what did you say? Did you say sure, or did you say yes? Did you say maybe?"
With people there.
Yeah, it's like, come on, and it's just people are making fun of each other. It's a fun environment, but at the same time, we're getting things committed and holding people accountable.